What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I'm going to be reacting to Hysilens' character trailer, Daughter of the Sea. I'm very interested to get into this. From the little bit we've learned so far, I'm really vibing with Hysilens, and I'm interested to learn a little bit more about her, so let's see what her trailer has in store. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, consider becoming a channel member if you want to support me just that little bit extra, and let's get into this.
Once upon a time.
Oh?
In the frigid depths of the ocean.
Okay.
Lived a sea siren princess.
Yeah.
Who loved to sing.
Oh, she loved to sing?
Like the beginning of all stories.
Loving the visuals already.
One day. Huh?
Oh, Tribby?
As expected, the unexpected happened to her.
Oh, no.
The princess, however, remained unfazed.
Ooh, dancing on the water? Okay.
Time to dance.
Interesting. Wave strumming
Not all
night.
surprises are bad ones. Such
It's
as
us.
a magical encounter.
Interesting.
Why are there more people here than fish?
There's interesting stuff everywhere.
Seafood.
There are humans who don't eat fish, and there are cats who steal fish.
Cypher.
Give me back my fish!
What? Oh my god!
I'll be back!
Oh, I
The
can already
news
imagine
of
their
the
relationship.
sea-siren princess making a ruckus in the market spread in the city.
Okay.
Hey, absolutely
The
no.
monarch is here!
Oh. Yep. There she is.
I'll take action!
Be gone! The Emperor!
An escape is unavoidable. Human pursuers finally exiled the two and drove them into the deep sea.
Interesting. I wonder if this is at all going to be reflected in the
sea
story.
also harbors evil.
Oh.
And so, on that day, the sea siren princess made a decision.
Self-sacrifice of sorts?
She sank into the depths of the sea.
Ooh, vibing with the music here. Okay.
Once upon a time, in the frigid depths of the ocean, lived a sea siren princess who no longer sang.
Interesting. Now she
had
narrates her
never
own
seen
story.
land, but day after day, she painted visions in her dreams of an encounter 1,000 years from now.
Oh. Oh. So this is a bit of an odd trailer, I feel like. It's got some good visuals, it's got some interesting stuff going on, but it is very different in a lot of ways from the usual Star Rail trailer. We're being told a story, one that I'm not entirely sure how true it is, especially given the ending bit. But going through this, the story begins with Hysilens in the frigid depths of the ocean. She's a sea siren princess who loved to sing. It's not exactly clear who is narrating this, but it isn't her, which I immediately find interesting because we haven't ever had anything referencing her singing before. Just the visual of her playing a violin, essentially, and a little bit of her dancing, but never singing. It's similar, so it's not like a huge jump, but it's something we've never seen her do or had implied her do until now. But so she then emerges from the ocean for whatever reason and ends up on the shores of seemingly Akama, where just immediately people start looking at her and go, who's that? What's that? They evidently haven't ever seen a sea siren before. Alongside that, we get this sort of news headline type thing talking about a mysterious creature resurfacing in the ocean after 1,000 years, which obviously is more so just a attention-grabbing headline, and that's what it's meant to be. But the specific mention of after 1,000 years is interesting to me, because this could be implying that sea sirens have not had contact with the surface in 1,000 years, and somehow this person who is writing this article knows that. It could also just be a throwaway thing. It also could be more so talking about the fact that each cycle is around that like 1,000-something years or whatever. And she's one of the early demigods, one that we don't see way later. So though it wouldn't in-universe be meaning this, it could also be making reference to the idea that she hasn't existed for roughly 1,000 years and now is reemerging as we enter the beginning of a loop. But nonetheless, regardless of what that's supposed to mean, if anything, the way Hysilens responds to everyone's reaction to her is to dance, to perform, which is sort of an intriguing response. The narrator says she goes with it. It is what it is, and so she dances. I'm not entirely sure what to draw from her character from that, but it is certainly distinct. But then we get to the part that truly is sort of the biggest question mark in my brain, the most intriguing bit, which is our presence in this. A magical encounter. Us reaching our hand out to her while riding a Dromus. We hold a very key position in this trailer, which points to this either being purely fictitious of a scenario and we are filling a slot in this story, or this is in some way a prediction of what is to come in the upcoming version. And I'm not entirely sure which one it should be. It could very well be both, but it's something I'm sort of rattling around my head and not completely sure of. But then after we offer our hand out to her, she joins us in Akama and begins to learn the ways of surface dwellers. There are humans who don't eat fish, and bartering is not done with fish. There is currency. She does not have any of the common sense or knowledge that comes with living in society like Akama. But then as we've seemingly bought like a ton of gifts or presents or something for her, she notices that there is a certain cat who stole her fish. And this points to something I'm very curious to see in the story relationship-wise. Because I believe in the special program we got reference to the fact that they never really had much interaction, which I'm curious to see if that changes with our influence. And if they do end up with any interactions, what those will look like. Will it reflect this, where Cypher does her usual shtick and Hysilens reacts very aggressively? I could see it. But then as we have the story telling of how news of her arrival and the ruckus she is causing spreads throughout the city, we have a shot that once again makes me very curious of what exactly is going on here, if this is real or not. Because we have both Maide and Finon here. Doing some classic shtick, they are seemingly competing with some kind of like maybe beetle fighting or something. I'm not entirely sure, but that's sort of what my guess is based on their relationship. But what are they doing here? If I have my timeline understood correctly, at the point in the timeline that Hysilens would be showing up for the first time in Akama, neither of them should be in Akama. They should still be out on their own journeys. Assuming that timeline-wise they'd even actually be around at that point. But nonetheless, regardless of what that is meant to entail, whether that is telling us that this isn't real or that things are very different already, we follow the story as word of Hysilens' existence reaches Ceridra. And as she says she will take action, it seems as though rather than the deal being made of Hysilens becoming Ceridra's champion and such, instead she is cast out. We are exiled along with her as well. It's a very different version of the tale than we've heard the little bits of prior. Is our presence that much of a difference? Or once again, is this more of a fictitious story? But even as we've been cast into the sea, we learn something about Hysilens here. She makes the choice, makes the sacrifice to push us back out of the water, to not let us share the same fate as her. She is used to the frigid waters of the bottom of the ocean. We may not be able to survive there, though. We have given her kindness, given her aid, taught her how to live on the surface world. And so she repays that kindness to us by helping us escape the ocean. But then, after she has sunk into the depths once more, the story begins anew. But now she is narrating her own tale. Once again, there was a sea siren princess who lived in the frigid depths of the ocean, but she no longer sang. She may love to sing, but she no longer does. But interestingly enough, this time it is claimed she had never seen land. But day after day, she painted visions in her dreams of an encounter 1,000 years from now. Once again, 1,000 years has been brought up. Perhaps speaking to this idea of the cycle, of the repeating nature of Amphorius, of every 1,000 years, roughly speaking, Hysilens finds herself emerging on the surface and failing to find a place to belong. But there will someday be that magical encounter. If the story is to be believed, that encounter will be with us. I don't know if that's necessarily quite correct, because we do see her in one of the loops having already become the champion. And the way she was talked about in the special program was as if she already had by the time we are going to be meeting her. But I feel like there is something there to that 1,000 years and this encounter with us. I feel like I'm missing something almost, but there's absolutely something there. Otherwise, though, I don't really have too much more to say about this, because it honestly leaves me with more questions about her and her story than it does answers or things that I feel like I have to discuss. But I suppose that means we'll just have to find out once the update comes out. So for now, feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and very special thanks to all of my channel members, being Desaize and Pokelove101 at the normal tier, and Kondo Nano at the cool person tier. Very much appreciate your support as always, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye!